Carl and Brendan here with 10 things we love about live performances. Different to the live gigs one we did, as it's more about the performances you might see on stage and things like that, and what you might enjoy from that aspect. Of course, we'll have 10 things we hate about live performances. Might be some crossover, might not be. We'll have a go at it. 10 things we love about live performances. Get us started, man.
Fire
Fire.
and flame. I love a bit of pyro in a live show. You know, it kind of goes hand in hand with metal anyway, but it just adds to the performance, the overall spectacle, especially when like a full-on festival headliner performance or anything like that. But yeah, for me, nothing greater than a nice blast of flame while you're watching a metal band.
100% agree. I've got it in a different way, which is pyro inside a venue you might not expect to find it. So like, I don't know, like a headline festival, you kind of, if they don't bring pyro, the fuck? What the hell's the matter with you? That kind of thing. But when it's kind of like, say, for example, Gojira at Brixton in 2019, they did stuff I did not expect in that venue, inside and stuff like that. It's like, oh shit, that's not just glitter and smoke. Oh, you've got fire as well. Okay. I love that. Just, yeah. You know, I want to be in the underworld and I want someone to hit pyro there. It'd be fucking interesting.
We love fire. So back to me then. So song quirks. I like the little variations on songs that you get when you're live. You know, when band changes something slightly in a song, especially when it sticks. Like, you know, an example, the Blood, the Sweat, the Beers from Machine Head. And although I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen it streamed like a million times now. During the Welcome to Avatar Country pre-Tim solo, Johannes will always point to him and scream to the crowd, "Look, everybody, it's Tim!"
Yeah.
You know, this has kind of become a thing that's happened all the time. I love those little quirks.
Yeah, I agree. I've got it as well. It's variations on songs you know so well. In the case, I mean, the best example I can use, it's a live album and it's S&M from Metallica. And the quirks and variations in those songs there got so stuck in my head that I hear them now. Things like that. And, you know, you'll be there. And you said Machine Head, but it'll be just that little quirk, a little difference, a little vocal change that ends up working so well. You're like, oh, that was fucking awesome. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. It's just a nice thing. No, weirdly enough, I don't want my live music to sound like the record completely. I want to hear those little things that don't quite work as well. You know, it's great.
Yeah. Okay. So the sort of suspense side of things, but not so much about the pre-build up to a show, but more about during it. So, you know, maybe during a speech that they're giving, you start hearing it aligned towards a certain topic. So you start thinking, oh, he's going to go into this song.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, you might get the first note of the song and you suddenly realize what it is, or something like him saying, oh, we're going to play a song we haven't played for 25 years. You know, it's those little moments of suspense and excitement, you know, in the build up during the set.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of tied into that, but for me, it's the moment when you've got a good buzz on, you've just got a nice cold beer from the bar, you're back in your place, wherever you might be, and the band kicks into a track that you just fucking love. And the timing's perfect, and you're just like, oh, you know, I didn't miss it. It's happened to everyone, it's happened to us. You've gone to the bar, and then they've started kicking into a track, and you're like, fuck, you know? So just that perfect time. And I've got a memory. And it's download 08 or 09, whatever your Faith No More headlined. I can't remember which one it was. And I hadn't gone to the bar, but it was me, Damon, and my wife, Lou, girlfriend at the time. And she'd gone to get us beers, and she literally arrived back with these beers for us as Faith No More kicked into Epic. And bear in mind, it was the first time I ever seen Faith No More. And that just stuck in my head of just like the most perfect time, you know? Yeah.
Epic.
Yeah.
It was epic. Crowd interaction. So the little speeches and moments of crowd interaction from a band, you know, whether it's the long impassioned political speeches or little jokes here and there, and just that kind of skill of the proper, you know, band front person making you feel like you're part of the show, not just watching it. Yeah. Especially when you have those moments where they maybe say something that really resonates with you, and you know, you kind of feel like the band are talking directly to you and only you, that little small connection.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got something like that, but the opposite, which is being so fucking good at what you do, so got the audience in the palm of your hand that you don't need a ton of bants in your performance. And I'll go to them again, Gojira 2019. You know, a band that just says, Rammstein are another good example of literally say next to nothing, but can absolutely blow you away, you know, by just doing the music. No, that's amazing sometimes.
Yeah. So I guess kind of connected to the song quirks a bit, but more from the crowd perspective with the band. But I love the way certain songs have become synonymous with live shows and little crowd interactions. So, say for example, the Bard song. Like I can't listen to the Bard song without hearing a crowd singing it.
Yeah.
You know, the ending of Darkness Within. I listen to that on record now, and I want to pause the CD now while I just stand there going da, 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 for 25 minutes on my own.
Memory remains.
Yeah, and even like from Metallica as well. I put that it's how odd I find it hearing James Hetfield say the word "seek and destroy" now, because that's ours. Yeah, he says searching. We say seek and destroy.
On that Master of Puppets.
Yeah,
That's us now. Yeah. Incredible choice. Yeah, you're right. Actually, when you start to break it down, you're like, actually, there's a fucking lot that have done that. I love that. What have I got? What shall I do now? I guess the audience interaction point. When a band lives and dies on audience interaction, be it a specific song or just overall, but they kill it regardless. And I actually put in brackets Blind Guardian, the Bard song. That is a track that, while as great as on record, lives and dies live on audience interaction, and they never fail to blow you away. And there are many moments like that where whether we've adopted it or the band have said, look, do it for us. And I've been to shows when frontmen have gone, sing it, and you hear nothing. You know, and it's like, that didn't work so well. But I've been to many gigs where it's just like, holy fuck, this is us, not you. Yeah.
The ending to Valhalla is another good one.
Great choice. Yeah.
Nice easy one next then. There's just the happiness of the band, you know, seeing a band, not just the fact that they look happy on stage, but, you know, seeing them talk and smile, laugh and joke and look like they're having a blast. You see little moments, you know, where like maybe during a solo, the two guitarists are standing beside each other and share a little line, like a couple of words, and you see them smile and then walk off. And yeah, just love that kind of infectious happy moments that show the band are together and give you a sense of pride in your little brotherhood.
Yeah, it's a big deal to us. We've talked a lot about it in videos in the past, but man, oh man, it's such a big deal to us. Often a deal breaker when it comes to live shows. If you're looking like you're hating every moment of it, we will remember that, and it will affect us. Thankfully, it rarely happens.
It's rare.
Yeah, I'm going to start touching upon specifics now. So club shows, really, when it comes to live performances. So like, you know, nowadays, more than any other, give me fucking small venue club shows where you got that intimacy. And you can be like packed in with a crowd as much as you can be in an arena, but that intimacy, that stripped down thing, that feeling that like you and that band, like, all right, maybe in 2 years' time, you're going to be playing Brixton. I mean, a good example of that, I suppose, would be like Creeper. I saw them when they were playing smaller venues. Conjurer, I'm expecting them to go on to bigger things with a new album when a new album comes out. But like my memory will be, I saw you at the Black Heart in Camden, and it was fucking, you know, tiny. And stuff like that. And that's where my joy comes from. When I think about live performances these days, I get excited so much more when a band's like, yeah, we're going to be playing the Underworld, Electric Ballroom, rather than being like, oh yeah, we're playing Shepherd's Bush or Brixton, you know? Yeah,
I understand that. We've seen it all. Backdrops and props. So I just like it when a band goes to town with a stage setup a little bit. You know, whether it's a monomath reenacting Viking battles on stage or Sabaton drumming from the hood of a tank. Or the less proppy ones like Gojira, you know, with their masterful visual backdrop pulsing along with the songs. So simple things like Rob Halford riding in on a motorcycle. Yeah, I love it. I just love those little moments, man. Little memories. Yeah,
there are so many. I'm gonna highlight a specific venue purely because I think if you're in London and you've never been to this venue, you've not experienced probably the best live performances you will ever get. I think this venue is the star of live performances by almost every band I've seen. I don't think I've seen a band play badly there. Part of it is down to its design, the acoustics, how it's set up. I've also had great memories from it because of the way it's set up as well. It never gets packed and it never gets silly. And it is, of course, the Roundhouse in Camden, which is just the best venue we have, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yep, I agree. It's what we got. Okay, a couple of little random ones now, I guess. I like it when a band member comes down to the crowd.
Okay.
Still makes me feel a bit giddy. You know, whether it's a member like, you know, we've seen like members of the band crowd surfing across to a bar to grab a drink, or just a bigger star down, nearer the barrier, headbanging along with people or high-fiving people. I think just, turns a fully grown man into a squealing child for a few minutes, like, oh my God, look, it's him.
Do you have a memory of a specific one like that you can remember?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple actually. The While She Sleeps are quite a few. I've been in a few different concerts with them where they have come out on the crowd. I think at the Red Line in Gravesend, where we carried the guitarist from the stage to the bar to get a shot.
Brilliant stuff. Yeah.
And then back to the stage again. Also, where were we? It might have been the Forum, where the band all separated out onto the crowd, and Loz was at the back of the Forum with a loudhailer. We were holding people up. I have only a silly little one, but with Rob Flynn, when I can't remember where we were, probably Brixton, somewhere like that anyway, but where he came down to where the security were, and it wasn't much of a thing, but it was just like a kind of high five with a few people when I was in the pit at the time when that happened. And then other little things, you get down to the smaller bands where maybe there hasn't been so much of a crowd, and they'll just jump in and start pitting with you.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Mold's a great example of that. Most awkward situation I've ever been in a gig.
I backed away. I was like,
everyone stepped away, and I was the only cunt standing there. And it's like, oh my God. Thankfully, like, no eye contact. He's just screaming in the mic. But I was like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I fucking do? But yeah, good one. What was I thinking of? It's gone out of my head now. The hilarious one of how I turned my back on the Airborne guitarist as he went whizzing past me and hit my wife with his guitar at the Forum. And it was like, oh, there goes the Airborne guy. And I'm like, oh, what? Oh, there he goes. All right, fair enough. That one sort of stands out more than anything else. But yeah, it's good. There are some good fun ones from that. This While She Sleeps a great shout.
Yeah.
I was thinking, right, so I could remember, I was like, it actually started with a hate one. I was thinking about a hate one. And I was like, yeah, you've been to some shit gigs. You've been to things where the fans are so shit, you've just wanted to leave and stuff like that. But I was like, and it hit me. I was like, you know what? I realized I don't think I've ever been in a bad circle pit specifically. I'm not talking about any other variation, be it Wall of Death or just pits in general. I'm talking about, we're talking the circle. And the only one I could think of was like the terrible Cavalera Conspiracy one at Download in 2008. And that was only terrible because it got too big and getting around it was exhausting and everyone just gave up very quickly because it was too big. But I was like, yeah, man, I've been in some, when I think of circle pits, I always ever think of like, yeah, I've had some good times in these. Like if I've fallen over, been picked up, Devil Driver, things like that. And it's like, yeah, I don't think I've ever been in a bad circle pit. So circle pits are awesome.
Circle pits rule. I've only seen this a couple of times, but I like it when a band calls the crowd out for something untoward. Like maybe a person, not talking about people with telephones and all that, maybe a person being too aggressive in the pit or a security guard getting a bit too handsy with the crowd. And the band will just pull them out. And I think the best example I have of that is probably Phil Anselmo with Down. I can't remember where it was. It was in London somewhere.
Brixton.
Was it Brixton? And was that security guard? It was a security guard, or was it someone in the pit? I can't remember. I was trying to think earlier on. I just remember he stopped it, and he was like, enough of that. Shake hands. This is my show. You do what I tell you. Don't make me come down there. Basically,
I remember it. Just stopped the show short and was like, and it was like that moment where the rest of the band are like, "What we do? What? Oh, stop, okay." And he called. I think it was two fans having a rock, and that was what it was. And it was like, you don't be doing that shit at a Down gig, that kind of stuff. Powerful stuff. I'd love to have been near them and wondered, like, did they listen? Were they cool afterwards?
Seen their faces when they got called out in front of everybody by Phil Anselmo.
Oh, the idea of doing something, having a band stop and point you out and go, "Oi, you stop being a dick." Oh, mate, wow. Last but not least for me then. So I think I was thinking about like performances that have blown me away. No, sorry, not last but not least. I've got two more. So my next two are performances more than anything else that I think are important. And first is, and it kind of tied into the Pyro at the start. But if you want arguably the greatest live performance you'll ever see, go see Rammstein. They are the best at what they do, involving stage, fire, pyro, and unique things. You'll have seen videos, chances are, if you've never seen them live. That shit is real. I've experienced it twice, and they constantly evolve and blow you away. Rammstein are probably the best live show.
Cool. My last one out is a bit simple again, but I just really like it when a bigger, well-established band brings a local band out with them.
Cool.
Like when they, I don't know if you come to the UK and you do 3 dates, like one in London, one in Birmingham, one in Manchester, but you bring a band from the local area out with you each time. It doesn't really happen enough, to be honest with you, but it does happen occasionally. You see smaller bands that even we know, who, and you'll see that they've did a date with somebody huge. You're like, that's really fucking cool.
You're right. It doesn't happen enough, but it is very cool when we see it, man. Always glad to see. Last but not least then, and this was a funny one, as I realized I'd only ever in my life been to one stadium show, just one time in a stadium. And it'll be the only time ever, because the idea of going to a stadium these days and watching a show sickens me, because I'm not paying that much money just to watch the screen. And but it's an incredibly important one for me, because it was the first time I saw this band live. And it was an incredible performance because of the lineup as well. Well, one band we didn't really care for got swapped out for a band we loved. And it was, of course, Metallica, Sick of the Studio, 07 at Wembley Stadium. It's first time for me seeing Metallica live. First time for me seeing Machine Head live. First time for me seeing Mastodon live. First and only time me seeing him live. A lot of firsts for me there. And I loved it. And I've got great memories of it, but it also was enough for me to go, I never want to do stadiums again. So, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that.
10 things we love about live performances. Let us know some of yours in the comments, and check back for 10 things we hate. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?